Ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars as October 4th, 2021 is a day that most people won't recognize as historic. But by the end of this episode, guys, you're going to understand why. Because officially, as of yesterday, the Federal Reserve, central banks, Monetary Fund, Bank of International Settlements, all those who move money around, they have come into agreement on ISO 20022. And I find it funny that there are a few projects that are in the headlines today making all the noise, starting with Ripple, of course, and then we have Stellar Lumens also making news. I have the blog post for that right here, too. We're going to look into that, as well as Tezos landing another banking partnership. Now, this next one is going to shock you a little bit, guys. But XDC is also in the news, guys, and this partnership is very interesting, okay? The partnership with Big Digital is exactly what it sounds like. It's kind of big. But I want to start with this Federal Reserve posting, guys, because this basically states it. And they announced this on Monday, released it. Well, yesterday was Monday. See how fast it moves into space. But yesterday, guys, the Federal Reserve Board announced that Federal Reserve banks will adopt the ISO 20022 message format for the Fed wire funds service. The change will allow for enhanced efficiency of both domestic and cross-border payment systems and a richer set of payment data that may help banks and other entities comply with sanctions and anti-money laundering requirements. Now, that's as far as we need to get into that paragraph, guys. The title will tell it all. It is ISO 222 time. Okay. Now, notice that last sentence. They're looking for a richer set of payment data that may help banks and other entities comply with sanctions and anti money laundering requirements. Now, that last part makes me want to go to XDC story next because this partnership with Big Digital Assets, owner of Blockchain Intelligence Group, this partnership here, what Big Digital does, they are focused on the following: AML and know your customer compliance regulations. Essentially, guys, this partnership with XDC is a compliance partnership, a regulatory partnership. It's to give them more coverage when we get into this regulatory season. Okay. So we have the ISO compliance coming down as of this week. And then we have XDC again positioning themselves where they need to go. It states that the partnership enhances the real world legitimacy of the XDC network by bringing it into Blockchain Intelligence Group's compliance tech ecosystem. Current and future regulations in markets where the XDC network is used are more easily fulfilled using the on demand compliance solutions. So, this partnership with Big Digital, guys, is going to give XDC even added room when it comes to regulation. Now, one thing I do want to mention, guys, because I don't talk about XDC on this channel a lot, that's because, well, there's a lot of other YouTubers in the space that are covering it. We all know about Quincy, figured it was his medium, but all year, you guys have been telling me about XDC, guys, and I got a bag. I am in position, and I'm ready to ride this ride with you guys for surely. Now, let's get on to the next token, okay? Tezos. Now, when I did my ISO protocol video, my breakdown, I connected Tezos for a reason, guys. It's because of Switzerland's role when it comes to ISO 222. I highlighted Tezos because of their relationship with the Swiss. And now we have another example of that. Another Swiss financial firm is partnering with Tezos in the form of Arab Bank. They have chosen to facilitate institutional custodial services that will include staking and trading features, guys. The 50-year-old establishment partnered with Tezos in the hope of benefiting from the ecosystem's inherent focus on energy conservation, low gas fees, and fast upgrades. And a quote from the managing director, he says that digital assets are the cornerstone of our strategy, requiring strong agility while complying with the highest security standards. Our mission is to bridge tradition and the cutting edge innovation. Tezos, with its scalability, high quality governance, and staking possibilities, fits perfectly within our vision, guys. That the rest of this goes on to just reiterate how much the Swiss have been moving into crypto, guys. Just last week, fellow Swiss banking institution Saba Bank AG became one of the world's first digital asset banks to be granted the approval of a CISA license from the FINMA, which is their federally regulating financial regulating body over there, to facilitate premium grade custodial services for Swiss collective investment schemes. So, guys, coming out of the Swiss, Tezos and Solana. All right. We already saw Solana's rally that attracted the attention of everybody in the crypto space. What's stopping Tezos from doing the exact same thing, guys? Because if you go back on the timeline a little bit, Solana was at similar prices to where Tezos is right now about a year ago. Okay, so there's nothing stopping Tezos from being a three-digit coin by next summer, especially now that we are in ISO20022, guys. But gonna get to this stellar development next, guys. ARF and Tempo launched new stellar-based payments from Europe to the Philippines, the guys. Now notice what's happening here, what we're seeing. All right. ISO 20022. It's official. It's here. The Fed has announced it. There's going to be a wave of innovation focused towards it. And now we have these projects that are continuing to partner with banks to offer custodial services, to acquire regulatory compliance, regulatory clearance, so that they can do things like this, come together to create stronger payment systems from uh, civilized, well, I won't say civilized, but from working economies to non-working economies, if you understand what I'm saying here. The banking the unbanked. It's so many terms they call it, but we know what it is, guys. They're trying to onboard everybody to the new financial system. And there are a lot of people in a lot of places that don't have access to internet and they don't have regulatory clearance. Now, on the subject of Stellar's new development, this partnership between ARF and Tempo is going to create equitable access to financial services and continues as ecosystem partners to build payment corridors and services on Stellar. ARF is a global stablecoin treasury, working capital finance, and cross border settlement provider for licensed money service businesses or MSBs. Now, another thing I want to highlight here, guys, notice the amount of times we hear these terms: cross border settlement. Okay, it's repeated over and over again. What are they looking to do with this new FedWire ISO 20022 format? Cross border payments. Okay, now remittances have, nope, I'm going to finish with Tempo. They have introduced a new payment corridor via the Stellar network that spans from Europe to the Philippines. Remittance has gained increasing importance in the Philippines economy, climbing from 1.9 of the country's gross domestic product in 1980. And as of 2020, the World Bank reported that personal remittances account for 9.6% of Philippines' gross domestic product, meaning billions of dollars flow across borders with ample opportunity to improve the remittance experience for both senders and receivers. Integral to this new Tempo ARP corridor is Stellar's USDC, the world's fastest growing digital currency issued by Circle. To form these new corridors, Tempo accepts euros from senders and converts them into Stellar USDC. The ARP facilitates the movement of Stellar USDC for Tempo to a local payout partner in the Philippines for conversion to the local fiat on the receiving side. So, guys, another term we constantly see: USDC, and Circle. And another headline that came out today, guys, the SEC is going after Circle. Now, didn't necessarily cover that because we already know why. Okay. But this story here, guys, Ripple partners with the largest financial institution in Africa and the Middle East. Now, this is basically a partnership between QNB, Qatar's national bank, to launch a new remittance services. There's that word again. Okay. But the most important thing I want to tell you from this, guys, is earlier today when I was doing some research. Of course, I had the class earlier today. We were discussing the Byzantine generals problem. It's quite complex, actually. It's not, but it is. I don't know. But anyway, the importance of Ripple, guys. I really honed in on the importance of Ripple, not just XRP, but the importance of Ripple as a company. Okay. Their specialized distributed ledger technology that comes in the form of XRP ledger, okay, is essentially the base layer to blockchain. Now it makes sense as to why we get stories like these, why XRP is at the center of the central banking discussion, the Federal Reserve discussion, CBDC discussion, stablecoin discussion, new future monetary system discussion. I now understand that, guys. So, with that in mind, I'm going to start approaching XRP stories a little bit differently, okay? I'm getting ready to do my Q4 video, guys. And in that, I'm going to highlight six specific projects, 5 or 6. But these projects are going to be based off of a new piece of information that I discovered. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss that episode. But the National Bank of Qatar, the biggest banking institution in Africa and the MENA region, which is Middle East, Northern Africa, has now begun collaborating with Ripple fintech provider and plans to implement a global strategy for enhancing transnational payments and kick off a new remittance platform built on the basis of Ripple technology. Okay, so what they're essentially why Ripple is chosen for things like this is because the technology that Ripple is using is simply a distributed ledger system. Okay, the same distributed ledger system that the current monetary system uses. However, it's not decentralized. This ledger system is decentralized. Essentially, that's the point we're trying to get to here. And that would explain so much as to why banks and institutions and nations are working with Ripple and XRP. They associate them a lot in the media together, but I'm now starting to see the difference. And it's also important that you guys see the difference too. But it makes sense that Ripple is chosen for these type of things because of the fact that you need a new ledger system to run a new monetary system. It only makes sense. So, projects like Ripple, IOTA, HBAR, with their own forms of DLT, they attract the attention of nations like this, guys. It all makes sense, but there's more to it. We can make a whole video about that subject in and of itself, and I will. So make sure you stick around for that. But the main story, guys, main thing I want to leave you with today, and before we go, we're going to look at the charts because we broke 50K today. Yes, Lord. But biggest story of the day, guys, we are in the ISO era. It's officially here. Okay. When I first heard about the ISO 20022, I'm not going to lie, it sounded like the world's biggest conspiracy. But the deeper I got into it, the more I started to learn, knowledge is power. Ladies and gentlemen, I am now fully convinced. And now there's no more time to be convinced. All right. We know the projects that are tied in with ISO 222. We know all of the webs, the interlocking layers to ISO 222. So let's start that debate. It's time to really focus on those projects, guys. The guys, the projects that we have pretty much been talking about on this channel. But let's take a look at the charts, guys. You can see here I have been watching Tezos for the last couple of days, paying attention to this sweet rally here. I said in a video yesterday that we were going to touch $9 before we came back. Well, that didn't exactly happen. However, I learned why. Well, as you can see here, guys, we had that wick up to that top band. And then we had another one, but that brought us back down. Now, see, it was this first touch to the top band that we saw in yesterday's video where I should have told you guys, be prepared for a slight pullback, okay? Because this is the golden rule, and I forgot, if there is ever any contact with these bands on the charts, guys, and if I forget, remind me, but if there's ever any contact with that top band or the bottom one, that is near 100% confirmation, we are going the other way. So for that, that's on me, guys. Missed that signal. However, it happened, and as you can see, not too much damage was really done, especially because of how the rest of the market is looking, guys. Shiba Inu is on its way to its second day in double-digit territory, and as far as gains, Wink is another sleeper project, kind of around that same range as Shiba Inu. I got it up here because I hold it. SHIB is just on this list because I don't know how it got there. But, you know, ICP's also doing well, guys. NFT, another project that we haven't forgotten about, guys. It's looking very, very nice. One of you guys mentioned in a comment on the video this weekend, I noticed that you don't want too many people talking about this because it's going to melt faces when it does go on its major rally. And I agree. That's why that's one of the projects that you are at least a year ahead of everybody else. Okay. Real early into, guys. Theta making a strong recovery, as well as Sia Coin looking to sneak up behind everyone, guys. I think 2022 will be that year for Sia Coin where they get recognized as the competitor to Filecoin when it comes to file storage. XDC, like we said, guys, massive pump straight. It's not a coincidence at all either that October 4th, the day that announcement comes out, XDC, Tezos, XRP, they're moving to the upside. Stellar moving to the upside. So, and during the recording, guys, look, we get to witness this live. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at 51K Bitcoin. And honestly, I just want to leave you with this beautiful picture here, guys, because we have a long way to go before we touch this band. That means that we can wick all the way up to at least 53,000. And let me tell you what's going to happen to these altcoins if we hit 53,000. All right. We're going to see. Well, let me just tell you like this, guys. Clever also looking good. V-Chain as well. But let me tell you, if you haven't been here before, I've seen this happen twice, guys. And I'm going to leave you with this story. But I've seen this happen twice. Okay. So what's about to happen? If we do actually hit six figures, if we 2x from this very point that we are right now as a time of recording this video, if we 2x from this point, these prices won't make sense to you at all. They won't make sense to you at all, guys. Okay. I can't even give you specific numbers and metrics and stuff like that because it won't be measurable. Exponential is the word you can use. Okay. Exponential. I'm talking yeesh. That's why the best thing to do right now, even if you feel like you're missing out, no. Because let's zoom out all the way, guys, and take a look at the year we've had. Okay. This is the rally for 2021 up here, guys, at the top. 64,000. If you bought in here, around here on the way down, okay, yeah, you're not looking too good. But mind you, if you came in somewhere around October of last year, you are still in profit. Still in profit. Now, what everyone is expecting to happen is a repeat of what went on here. And we are in that exact same phase. Now, The only thing that's a bit different is the amount of volatility. It's actually not as much as previous, according to my understanding, which will work in our favor, guys. But we're about to get ready to move. Okay, we see the contraction, we're breaking out here, and the Bollinger Bands are positioning themselves to keep us. We're going to stop around 53K. I'll just say that, and then we'll come down a bit. But as we see on the weekly, guys, this is only the beginning. All right. As you can see in last year in October, starting the same day last year, ladies and gentlemen, is when this rally started. Okay. So let's get ready. Let's get ready. Let's see what's going to happen. But if you found value in this video, guys, make sure you hit that like button and, of course, subscribe to it so that way you never miss an update on global crypto adoption with a global perspective. And also, stick around tomorrow. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, guys, is the premiere of the official in-depth interview with David Baller of Sky Gods. Okay, we're talking about potentially being in on the ground floor of the next big franchise, not just in the NFT space or in blockchain games. I'm talking the next big franchise in pop culture. Okay, so make sure you stick around for that. But as always, guys, I want you to have a great day, have a prosperous day, and most importantly, uh, make you some of this good Bitcoin money right here. Look at that. That is so beautiful, guys. We're not stopping until 60K. And then it's rocket ship after that. Yeah, but have a good one, guys. I'll see you next time.